The top of the morning to you. We've quit our reselling business and are on our way to an office job. It's 7:44 on a Monday morning. That's what it feels like, at least. Hi.
Yeah, we're leaving the house early, which never happened. We're going to go to the bins this morning. My mom has Jessica, so we have a free morning and get there early.
Hey, if you don't know what the bins are, it's where everything goes to get sorted through basically by pickers or random people before it might go to a landfill, or I honestly have no idea what happens to it after that, but...
I don't either. And we have been to the bins before, but we've been during COVID regulations where they were only allowing certain people in, and from what I understand, they don't have those anymore, so I am a little nervous. I'm not really sure what to actually expect this time.
Yeah, we'll see. It's, you know, our aim is to get there first thing in the morning. It's 7:45, we'll be there in 15 minutes. 8 o'clock is when they open, so...
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday morning, so it should be kind of light. Our objective is to kind of sit through a couple of rounds and then get going. We'll show you some highlights as well when we get home. Let's first go find some treasure. What's up, you guys? So right at the bins here, if you've never been to the Goodwill outlets, or you know, they're called the bins because they have these large bins. Basically, they put out these troughs and we rifle through the clothing. So right here I see a LL Bean fake fur lined jacket. It's a petite size. I think it was a medium or large. Mona ended up keeping it because it fit. Washed it. It's like new condition. It's worth probably about 30-40 bucks if you wanted to resell it. Always double check the condition of clothing, especially when you're looking through the bins. At our location, what they do is they rotate, so they have the rotations. This section here is all clothing. I walk up to this satin style vintage looking jacket, but it's some sort of school brand that doesn't resell well. I was looking for something a little bit more pop culture. Obviously didn't find it, no big deal. Over at the hard goods section, they do the same thing. They bring out lines of this stuff. Everybody kind of lines around it, and you'll see later on in the video how they bring out new stuff and people kind of scout and see what they want to pick up or what they're interested in. Right here I do find some goodies. I found this marshmallow, I forget the brand name, something mellow type pillow. Some of these can do really well. I ended up putting it back later because it had some staining and dirt on it. And if you're talking, you know, plush, unless it's extremely rare, you definitely want to keep condition in mind. Found a fake foot, probably doesn't resell for much. It's some sort of prop for Halloween. Over here, they rolled out all these cell phone cases, so I did pick up some of them. I went through and initially I put like 10 or 12 of them in the cart, and then I went back and kind of looked all of them up. This style right here does really well, so we found a couple of those that are sealed. The other thin ones, they're too common. They're just not worth a lot of money, and you don't want to waste your time in a saturated market. I also found a purse here. I think I missed the clip, which is fine. And then I connect with Melinda to see if she's had any luck so far in our sourcing adventure.
Heavy duty, but other than that.
Yeah, well, I'll look through.
Got a coat purse though.
Nice, I got a Kate Spade purse. I don't know if it's real, but...
It feels nice, feels good.
It's a little beat up.
Yeah.
And I found a squishy melon.
Is it the tag, Squishmallow?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I found a bunch of one pair of shoes.
I found some Johnston Milkies, but...
You might as well put those back. Yeah. At our Goodwill Outlet bins, they have a separate section for shoes. So I picked up those youth size Vans. They're worth about 20-25 bucks. Cleaning up, already listed. Found those Adidas. I ended up putting them back. Melinda ended up picking them up. The condition was a little bit rougher on them. We still think we can get around 30 plus ship for them, so we did end up keeping them. Just wanted to give everyone an update real quick. The release date for our 2022 version of the spreadsheet is the 15th of December. So we'll definitely keep everyone posted. There'll be plenty of information about it. Found these Uggs, put them in the cart. Our part-timer ended up finding a pretty big defect on those Uggs that I missed, so we put those back. Did find another pair of boots here. These are Bates combat style boots. Really nice brand to look out for if you can see it. Still looking through some shoes here. These Echoes were a really good find. They're a bit dirty, but they're yak leather golf shoes from Echo. Those do really well. New, they're like 150, 175 bucks. So they resell usually around that like 30 to 50 plus ship mark, depending on the condition. Nothing too crazy here. Found some, decent shoes. But again, condition is everything. So make sure that you guys are very picky when you're picking up shoes. There's a lot of used pre-owned shoes in the market. So you definitely want to find the ones that are the least worn or the least beat up, unless it's something extremely rare, like finding a pair of 1980s Jordans or something like that. My dad is here as well. The nice thing with all of us being here is that we were able to help him figure some stuff out. This jacket we ended up putting back because it was off brand. Maybe we should have picked it up, I'm not sure. We don't look up every single piece every single time, so sometimes we're going to make some mistakes, which is perfectly fine. The bins are definitely a great place to find all sorts of stuff. Here is a pair of Dan Post cowboy boots my dad found. Like, how crazy is that? Dan Post is a fantastic brand to look out for. Usually sells really fast for us. The last pair that we found were ostrich, and they sold within a day for 40 plus ship in pretty rough condition. We meet Sarah here. Hi Sarah, nice to meet you. Good to see you. She said that she found us on YouTube and watches our content. So she gave everybody a hello and a quick 2 thumbs up or 2 peace signs up. What is that, 4 fingers up? I don't think anyone says that. We had a brief little chat. It was pleasant. We saw a lot of people that we know, or, like one of our neighbors was there. My dad was there. Sarah was there. Central Michigan Picker was there. So there's a lot of people that we saw there, which is pretty cool. Here, everyone is waiting for the new rotation. So typically when we get there at 8, we'd like to stay until about 10 or roughly 2 rotations. So here's an opportunity for you to kind of scout. So you can see my dad and Melinda are in the far right corner. The last bin comes out. He says go. And most people here today were really respectful of your space. So not a lot of, snatching stuff out of people's hands or anything crazy like that, which is always nice. I dig through here. I found this vintage 70s Hot Wheels play set. Those tend to do pretty well. So I put that in the bag alongside some Nerf guns and some other stuff that I found. Before we leave, we always do a quality control check. So our carts are back here. We dump everything there. Usually you just cover it up with something and people leave you alone. Melinda found some, what we thought was real silver spoons. So we looked them up. Very sought after. The style wasn't that great. So we ended up putting these back, but definitely worth a couple of minutes of research. Again, we'd look it up before we leave and we know what we're looking for.
Are you in line here? No, go ahead.
I'm not in a hurry. You just go.
Thanks. So I think somebody tried to steal this, or they did steal it, and then they couldn't get this removed. And they probably still wore it with that on there. But hey, whatever. Yeah. A couple of Nerf guns. Pretty nice in there, I think, because it's Monday and it's early. It wasn't too crazy.
It wasn't crazy at all. I was worried, but really no reason to be.
Yeah.
I found some good random pieces, like this Coach purse. Got some Madewell, some Cashmere J. Crew.
Kate Spade purse. Yeah, some decent shoes.
Yeah.
We'll show you when we get home.
Not bad for one stop and $100.
Yeah. Here are all the shoes that we found yesterday. We were actually pleasantly surprised of how many they were. A good tip is to do a once over or twice over, because I did miss some that Melinda picked up after me. For example, I walked right by these North Face kids boots, and they're listed for $40, $45 shipped. I walked right past them. I don't know why. Melinda came back and scooped them up. Same with these JBUs that are in here somewhere. There's a pair right here. We actually found 2 pair. These tend to do pretty well for us. They're worth about $20, $25 plus ship. Found a nice pair of Converse, smaller size. We did clean these up yesterday. At the bins, we found these Danskos, which is pretty crazy. So a nice pair of Dansko sandals. Not sure exactly how much these are worth. I'd say probably around 25, 30 plus ship. These are a nice pair of Bates boots. Bates is a nice boot brand to look out for. It says it right on the top here, so it's pretty easy to identify. They're really clean. I was pretty surprised that these were at the bins. Some indoor soccer cleats from Nike. They're worth about $20, $25 plus ship. I did take a gamble on these Uggs, and you might say, well, they're Uggs. How can you gamble on that? They're a bit distressed. There's a lot of little flaws on them. There's no major rips or tears. All the buttons are there, but there's definitely some issues with them. But because they're Uggs, and these retail for, I think, around $200 new, this tall model, I think I can still get 40 shipped, or 30 plus shipping roughly, because the insides are clean and the bottom threads are pretty darn good. So it's just, when I think of Uggs, I think of someone's probably going to wear pants over them anyways, and all they really care about is that their friends know that they have Uggs because they'll be able to see the Ugg brand. That's the way I look at it, at least. When I found these Jordan sandals, I was a bit hesitant based off of condition. Said they're like a 300% sell-through rate, so I'm not 100% sure what they'll go for. Probably around 20, 25 plus ship. A pair of these footbeds from White Mountain. Not a great brand to look out for, but these are like new condition. Again, worth about 25 or so. A pair of these Adidas high tops. They're a bit scuffed up, in rougher overall condition, but they should still fetch around $30 plus shipping. And another pair of Vans. These white ones, they're a bit dingy. We were talking about dinginess of skater shoes last night when we were cleaning them, and it seems like skater boys and skater girls don't really mind a little bit of dinginess on their shoes. Melinda's going to cover some clothing.
I found a few brands I was not expecting to find at the bins, one being Patagonia. It's just a hat, but the hats can sell very well. This is distressed. It's the trucker style. I'll pop some comps up next to me somewhere over here. So paid less than $1 for this because it's less than a pound, and we'll probably get at least $40 for it. Adine thought it was fake until he saw the Patagonia on there. Some of this stuff makes it to the bins. I don't know how, but it does. I think that's just a good hint. There's stuff there. This was in a bin that somebody was kind of like picking over. It was shoved to the side. I decided to kind of dig through it a little deeper, and worth it. I also found LuLuLemon, same thing. This was on, like random underneath a whole bunch of crap. So nothing, it's just a basic shirt, nothing crazy, but again, paid less than $1. So the return is gonna be great. This is a vintage wool midi skirt, buttons down the front, nothing exciting or crazy. Another non-brand specific pickup, tunic length, longer sweater with a hood, and it's a wool blend, so I think that'll sell just fine. It's also a larger size. We did pick up a pair of Dickies. Dickies isn't something that we would pick up and pay normal prices at our local Goodwill unless it was brand new with tags, because it is a pretty saturated market. However, they are in excellent condition, and again, for the price, we can still make a good return on them. Adine found this new with tags LL Bean full zip sweater on the way out. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5XL, so bigger sizes are better. It does have this Bright Farms logo, some sort of local shop that it was obviously commissioned for. I think that that's okay because of the size, the condition, and the style. We're not worried about it. I looked this one up on comps before we left because while I love a good cable knit cardigan, and Eddie Bauer is a strong name, it can be a very saturated brand. So I checked, and it should hold its value, should get about 35, maybe up to 40 for it. I found another soft surrounding sweater. I really like this style. It's very chunky, very thick, good condition. We checked everything for holes before we left because that can be a very common thing with the bins. So make sure to do that if you get a cart full of clothes. Otherwise, you'll just spend money, and then when you're taking photos, just realize you have to toss it. 100% cashmere J. Crew sweater. This is gonna sell great. I found another Madewell piece. I've been finding Madewell pretty regularly lately. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just have my eyes more peeled for it. I'm not sure. It's a good style. It has these dolman sleeves. However, it is a little bit pilly, so I'm gonna take our fabric shaver to it. It should work out just fine. It's a wool blend anyway, so it does have some of that, you know, fuzziness to it to begin with. We talked about this brand in our last haul video and found it again. Northern Reflections, this time the full cardigan in a little bit flashier colors. So I'll list this around the $35 shipped range. This was a great pickup. This was sitting on top of some picked over bins. So somebody had obviously pulled it out, looked at it, and decided they didn't want it. I put it in my cart right away. It's a wool blend. And this is, I'm gonna put Nordic style in the description. I'm not sure how to explain Nordic style other than to show you this is what I would say is Nordic style. I looked up comps, and this one in a larger size sold for $50 plus shipping. Good sell-through rate, is the season, so I'm gonna list it for $50 shipped.
Wanda did snag this, I wanna say it's Madewell. It's Athleta. It's Athleta. It's Athleta women's clothing. It'll sell well. This polo. This is a extra large, just a simple women's kind of a blocky type polo. Again, about 35, 40 shipped for it. And I did find this pair of Duluth black jeans. Duluth, great brand to look out for. These should fetch about 25 to 30 plus shipping on top.
I found this grave digger truck. These aren't good by themselves unless you have the remote and it's working great. But what we do is we piece them out. So we've sold multiple of them in pieces. We paid $2 for it. When it's all said and done, we'll make about 30 bucks on it. I picked up this electric breast pump. It's not a brand I was familiar with. Everything is sealed and still in the packages, so it's new. These go for about $40 shipped or $25 plus shipping on top. I found some of these remotes. They're just for like these toy helicopters. This was the only actual helicopter that was with them. The rest are just remotes, but the remote should sell for about $15. That would include shipping for each one. They rolled out a bin with a lot of these phone cases in a lot of different styles. Phone cases aren't always a great pickup. Usually they're not at all. This specific style sells well though, so we did find 2 of those and went for it. And it looks like a Dean found whatever this is inside, a Hot Wheels inside track. Doesn't sound like there's much in there.
So it just pops open. It's definitely a vintage piece. I saw the year on it, 70 something I assume. So basically it's worth about like 15 bucks or so. This rolls all the way out, these tracks do, and just needs a little cleaning, and it's just a little play set, vintage. These bigger ones can sell for a lot more. We've sold a couple recently. Let me see if I can find a date on here real quick. Yeah, it's a 1981 Mattel USA made Hot Wheels, so definitely look out for old stuff like this.
We also found a few bags. I found this Coach purse, nothing crazy. Coach doesn't sell for like super high, but it is a good style. It's a crossbody bag, slimmer. Dean found this Kate Spade purse, which is very nice. It does seem to be authentic. Probably sell around, I'm gonna guess without looking up comps, maybe 40-ish bucks plus shipping. A little Vera Bradley. I don't really pick these up too much anymore unless they're a specific pattern or they're bigger or there's something special about them. But again, this is like maybe a pound, probably less than, so less than $2. And we found this like new condition Jordan backpack. It's $2. We'll probably list it maybe 30 bucks. So it's light, won't cost too much to ship.
The bins is a place that you definitely can't really lose, right? So we paid $100 for everything. And on average, we're going to profit around $15 to $20 a piece. That's net taxable income per piece. And there's like 35, 40 pieces. So you can do some pretty basic math and see that if you need inventory and you have a low budget, or even if you have a high budget, go there.
Right. Even if you're doing a volume-based system, that's also a great place to go because there is so many things there that are just in like new condition. it always breaks my heart to see so much that has been produced and it's just going to be tossed away. So it's a great place to do either business model at.
Yeah, you can find a lot of brand new stuff too, which is pretty crazy. This is how my sister and my dad also resell, and this is where my dad gets all of the inventory. So they're literally, their cost of goods per item sold averages to about $1.50 per item. It's just the margins are really crazy. So again, look out for any outlet bin stores that you have in your area and go give them a try. They're kind of you know, awkward at first, I'd say, but once you get, you know, kind of get to know the routine and kind of the rules, they're they're
Don't
easy
smash
money.
things before they say go. That's a big one. They get mad.
Yeah,
They get
listen
very
to the
mad.
employees.
Yes, I didn't do that, but other people did do that, and it's.
She did it. You saw it
No,
on
I
camera.
didn't. I did not.
Hey, thank you guys for spending time with us. Hopefully you guys learned something or enjoyed the content. If you did, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Take care.
Later.